Salutations, my name is Casey Banks. This is Solving Problems. So, let's begin. In order to solve our problems, we need to know what we're trying to accomplish. And, as you already know, that is our vision. A vision is what future success looks like. In order to achieve our visions, we have to set our goals. Goals are the steps leading toward fulfilling your vision. And then, in order to make those goals, we have to plan them. Planning is a means of efficiently reaching goals. So, let's get started with this. This is the planning tool. This is the what, how, when, who tool. It's a tool that we use a lot. I actually like it very much. Now let's go over why we may need to solve a problem. Well, of course there is a problem. That's self-explanatory. But what is the problem? Things aren't going according to your plan. You can have the best plan that there possibly is. There's always a risk of it failing. So, that's one of the reasons we might be solving our problem. Or we have a roadblock that's slowing our progress enough to where we have to make a new plan. Problem solving is what you do when your plan no longer works. Now, the what symbolizes in the what, who, when, how tool. The what symbolizes what the problem is. Again, self-explanatory. How to solve the problem. Guess what I'm going to say next. I'm not going to say it. When to solve it, and who is responsible for solving said problem. Most cases it'll be the patrol leader or leader of the group. Sometimes you might delegate somebody else to do it. It all depends. Now, there are four, you see here, problem solving is planning when the facts have changed. There are four different decision-making tools that we also use. There's brainstorming, consensus, multi-voting, and parking lot. We're going to go over all those now. Brainstorming is when we all get together and thinking up of ideas. Now, everyone is always encouraged to participate, or at least should be. Should always think outside the box. Let's say, going hiking, and all of a sudden, well, we need to figure out our food. You shouldn't stick with the norm. If you have an idea, no matter how outrageous it is, there's no wrong ideas. Let's say you want a four-course meal with steak and lobster and shrimp and all this other stuff on your camp out. You can suggest that. There's no wrong ideas. Piggyback on other ideas. You don't always have to come up with something new. Let's say, for instance, going back to the four-course meal. It's like, well, I kind of like that idea. We had this idea this last time we went on camping. I like that idea. Let's say that again. So, you suggest a four-course meal again. And you should consider similar problems that you may face while doing said four-course meal. Consensus is when everyone in the group comes to an agreement without there being a need to vote. So let's say I want a sandwich for dinner. And everybody's like, oh yeah, that sounds pretty cool too. Let's have a sandwich for dinner. It's consensus. Now, multi-voting is what happens when there's not a consensus and they're all different ideas. Each team member has an equal vote. Again, no wrong ideas. You can vote on whatever you like that's on the list. If you're sorting a list, members should rank the items. If reducing a list, members vote to remove the items. After that's all said and done, you cast your votes and you tally scores. you may repeat said process as necessary. And parking lot is when you take irrelevant ideas to, let's say, whatever the idea is now, it's irrelevant. But that doesn't mean later it can come up again. It's like, oh, well, that's relevant. Now let's talk about it. That's parking lot. You take the irrelevant idea and you put a mental note and you save it for later. Or it could be an action note, whatever you prefer. And emergency problem solving is required when a team must come up with a plan very quickly by deciding. That you will also use the what, how, when, who tool. In emergency problem solving, the leader should take a step back and kind of keep an overall view on everything that's going on, instead of being in the middle of it. So to summary, there's the what, how, when, who tool. What is the problem? How might you solve the problem? When should you solve the problem? And who will take responsibility? And that is it. With that, my name is Casey Banks, and this has been Solving Problems.